Hey, well, so far I have put that color in the crevices, and I basically put a wash over the whole guy, and I think he's coming out pretty good. I like the looks of him, but it'll really begin to enhance as I do dry brushing, which is for me the fun part. And I will be using a couple different brushes to do the dry brushing. The idea of dry brushing is I'm using oil paints for that. You can use acrylics, but they dry a lot faster and they don't look as smooth. Problem with the oils is sometimes they're a little too smooth. So the key is to get the paint on your brush, and you're going to go on the tops of these areas here, and I put in my color palette basically for the wash, and inside these crevices is I went kind of with a green look in the top of the tail, and around here I'm doing more of a reddish look in the underside, and I'm doing the same thing on like the elbows and the knees, and so it gives an interesting mix of grays. Well, I have some colors here that I'm going to just lighten them up using what I have here is it's kind of an off-white, a tan, and I can do the same thing that I was doing, but what I'm going to do in the belly area and the chest, around the underside of the neck, I'm going to add a little bit of red and make a very subtle pink, and then I'm going to dry brush that on there. This off-white or even complete white is good to put on the tops of the dorsals, and I'll get some paint on there. This isn't really dry brushing per se because I want quite a bit of paint on the tops of the dorsals. So you can see that I've begun to put it there. But let's say if I was wanting to make it a little more subtle, I take a big wide brush like this, and I'll just feather it a little bit, and then you can see that I've got it lighter, but it's still there. Like I say though, I'm going to make the tips of the dorsals pretty light, but I could do that same process over and over again until I get it to blend nicely. And it's up to you what you want to do. I'm going to be trying to get a little bit of color into this guy, and then I'm going to try to make it as subtle as I can. You can do this several times. I'm going to work on the claws more, get that white, bringing it in a little bit nicer into the dark, maybe bring in some dark and bring it into the light until I get what I like. And eventually, probably next time you see it, it'll look pretty good, and I will get ready to glue these on after I've painted them in the matter that I've just showed you. So you know, play around with the colors, get something you like. I don't like to keep the same color exact everywhere, and I kind of move them around, and but keep in mind that you want to go a little darker in the where there would be shadow, and on the highlights like top of the head you want to go a little lighter. And of course with this Godzilla 64, he's kind of known for having, though he's kind of a gray color, having a tan sort of look on eyebrows. And so I'm going to try to do that just because it's a signature thing about that suit. But that is a short look at what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do a whole lot more demonstration in front of you here because I got other things I'm going to do tonight too. So I will let you see more in the next next time I show a video. And so he's coming along. I think he looks pretty good, and I hope you do too. And when he gets done, hopefully I'll bring him to G-Fest and some of you can see him in person. So, okay, till next time. See ya.